Hello, everybody. This is Spicy Topic, and just want to say it has been a crazy week. It's been a crazy year, and then I can't deny that one. It has been hectic. If you have not been going through something, then I don't think you human. I think every family, every human, every soul, even every animal, like has been going through something. This has been a year so far of tests. Tests. We have saw what black men and women slaughtered on camera and not get justice for the murder that they had to endure. We saw family members cry. Recently, Breonna Taylor's murderers, cops that murdered her, were indicted, and we found out that only one of the officers was actually arrested, and I believe he's released because he had a $15,000 bond. It's been so much going on. Who felt like going live? Like, I commend anybody that does this, because it is not like the easiest thing for me when I am, dealing with the depression and the just the pain of what happens, even in my own family. I mean, I've been going through things in my own family. It is no one but God that gets all honor for keeping us and for watching over me and just giving me the strength to endure, from coronavirus to murders to a president that you don't know if the man is the devil. I don't know if Joe Biden is the devil, and I mean that. I'm sorry, but when I look at him, he looks like an alien to me. I don't know if he's human. It's too much. It's too much. Okay, it penetrates you. It penetrates you. It does. It's piercing and it's painful. What I want to do, because I'm going to hurry up and do whatever I'm doing, and because Tory Lanez is going to be speaking on T.I.'s show tonight for the very first time after the incident of him shooting Megan Thee Stallion. She came out. She said that he shot her. She also was treated at the hospital in L.A. for a gunshot wound. There's a lot of speculation that there's some uncertainty to her story because of the way that she came out initially, how her details changed from stepping on glass. The reports say that there was foreign objects in her. So there's a lot of discrepancy as to what the girl is saying, the woman, okay? The woman. Let's give her the respect. That's what she's saying. If it's the truth, what happened, what transpired. How did y'all go from a party at Kylie's house to you having a whole gunshot wound? It's just uncertainty with that. First thing I want to do, and like I said, I'm moving really fast. I figure, you know what? It's time. It's time to come live and talk about it. Let's take a look at, we all know what happened. Unfortunately, there was no justice served for the murder of Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor in her 20s, I believe 26 years old this year. She is, I cried last night just thinking about a whole employee, a woman that risked her life during this time of plague and this pandemic we're in. A woman that risked her life to take care of other people. This could be your grandmother, your grandfather, your children, yourself. People that call the ambulance when in need of help. She was a worker, a black, beautiful, beautiful woman. She looks like she was beautiful on the inside. If you can see through people like me, she was a beautiful person on the inside out. Ain't no way she should be dead today. There's no way this woman should be buried right now, and that she still don't have justice. Protesters are out. Let's take a look at what's going on right now. This attorney general, I had no good hopes for him, honestly. I had. We all get angry. We all have our feelings. That don't mean we mean what we feel at the moment. Emotions change. But thank God it's not a wrong thing to be angry. It's a wrong thing to act on anger, act out of anger. That is when it's wrong. But it's okay to be angry. We have these emotions that God made us to have for a reason. So don't you ever let no one tell you that you don't have the right to be angry or that you should not be angry. No one has the right Okay, let's go ahead. Let's move on so we can get to this Tory Lanez interview at 9 o'clock. That's what I want to see. Okay, so here is what the most recent thing that I saw. They're going to talk about the synopsis of what's going on right now in the present. People are outraged because there's no justice. They're saying the officers did not get charged for murdering Breonna. The one officer got charged for the bullets that did not hit her. It's just a sick, crying shame. Let's take a look.
As you know, over Breonna Taylor's case, police brutality and systemic racism, after a grand jury failed to charge the officers who killed her back in March. The decision sparked massive protests across the country yesterday, with more rallies expected throughout the week. Activists are demanding justice for Taylor and other black people killed by police. Louisville officers shot and killed a 26-year-old emergency room technician as she was sleeping in her own home. A grand jury charged only one of those 3 policemen involved in the raid. However, he was indicted for shooting at a neighbor's home, not for killing Taylor. Her family's attorney spoke about the decision earlier on CBS This Morning.
We think it's just outrageous. It's offensive. We're still trying to figure out what evidence did Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron present to that grand jury. Did he present any evidence on behalf of Breonna Taylor? Because if he didn't, he unilaterally decided that he was going to exonerate these police officers and that Breonna would never get due process, that she would never get justice. And so we are demanding that he release that transcript so we can see if there was any evidence. Did Breonna have any voice in that grand jury proceeding?
As Breonna Taylor's family continues to fight for justice, protests are escalating in Louisville, where 2 officers were shot responding to demonstrations last night. Good news, they are expected to be okay, and a suspect is now in custody. Jerika Duncan has the latest.
And let me say this, because I forgot to mention, yes, the Attorney General, as you know, he's basing this on evidence. So now the people are shooting up cops and like demanding, let us see the evidence. What led you up to this decision? Let us see the evidence. So that's what a lot of the protest is about, among the fact that there was no justice served. When I look at this Attorney General, his eyes, I've always seen what I call dead eyes. And I'm not, that's a saying. Certain people say that. People that really know what that means. Dead eyes. Looks like the man had, I can't quite, just in his eyes you can see hopelessness. The lack of love there, just life basically. So yeah, let's look at a little more of this, and then let's just move on to the next thing.
There, officer down, right there. Officer down.
It was a frantic scene around 8:30 last night after 2 Louisville police officers were shot. Interim Police Chief Robert Schroeder says a suspect is in custody.
One is in alert and stable. The other officer is currently undergoing surgery and stable.
Although protests started peacefully, some people set trash cans on fire. Around 100 people were arrested. The protest came after months of waiting for a decision in the killing of Breonna Taylor. Former Louisville detective Brett Hankison was indicted for his alleged conduct, but not related to Taylor's death. Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron.
The grand jury voted to return an indictment against Detective Hankison for 3 counts of wanton endangerment for wantonly placing the 3 individuals in apartment 3 in danger.
Hankison was arrested and released on bail. The grand jury concluded that he wildly fired 10 shots and endangered the lives of a pregnant woman, a child, and a man who were in an apartment next to Taylor's. Officers Jonathan...
So he's indicted. He was arrested, and now he's released because he put a pregnant woman and her unborn child in danger. Not because he brutally shot at where they said there was adjacent bullets from his gun outside where he stood to the window to where Breonna was. Breonna was shot 6 times, as far as what that attorney general say, if that's the truth. And they say 1 bullet was the most fatal, would have killed her from anywhere between seconds and minutes. So you mean to tell me that the guy is charged for shooting and almost endangering a woman that's alive and still can give birth, but yet he's free and he has not been indicted on the murder of a worker. This is a worker. This is not a bum. This is not a female. Like, I just don't understand. I don't understand. And what I don't like, I don't want to hear nothing about no peaceful protest right now. Try me later. I don't want to hear about a peaceful protest. Peaceful protest is not really doing anything. I don't condone stealing. I actually can't stand something like that. I don't like when people steal and take things that does not belong to them. So I will never, ever, ever be with that. I'll never agree with stealing, taking things from stores, looting. I'll never agree with that. I don't care what circumstances. You wanted to steal something. You was already a thief. Sticky fingers. And over across seas, they used to chop people's hands off for that. So no, I do not approve of somebody taking something that don't belong to them. However, I can say that I understand why they lighting up fire. Like, I understand why they burned them down. Like, I do understand why they're angry. Anyone with a heart, anybody with a soul can actually understand why they're angry. And you have to throw this in. I don't condone violence. No, I don't condone you starting unwarranted trouble and fighting and being belligerent and purposely messing with the innocent. But was it okay when you mess with Breonna, the innocent, you in her house? This is the second time you cops go into a person's home. And like I keep saying, it's tight, but it's right. They're always white cops. And sometimes now I'm seeing Spanish cops that are messing with black people. This is obvious systemic racism. There's no question about it. I'm not going to play too much more of this video because the time is rolling. So that's what I basically wanted to talk about a little bit, to acknowledge this, what we have here. Breonna Taylor's mom, I believe she got, what she get? 1 million, 100 million, something. She got what? 100 million or so dollars. And what she said was she would give it all back to have her daughter back. You cannot pay me enough money. There's not enough money. These people can still live and breathe. Justice is killing that man. That's what justice really is to me. That's what it is. It's for that man to be killed. But you know what? I'm not going to be the one to do that. And I'm not going to be the one to hope that nobody do that. But the facts are the facts. I'm just stating the facts. A life for a life would be justice for a lot of people. But like I said, that's just me and my emotions right now through time, and through me, just kind of getting over this hurt. Then, I feel that you cut somebody off from life. You take away their opportunity. You push them to have to face God before it's their time. It could be their time because God does not make a mistake. Everything that happens, he knows, he's aware of why he chooses what he chooses, his choice. He's God. He can do what he wants. Who am I to question? Sovereign God. So that's his decision. But you put them in that position where they have to face him. I don't know if she made her peace and her way right. People have their own beliefs. I'm not the one. I'm the least one that is ever going to try to conform you to believe what I believe. I can care less if you don't believe what I believe. I just don't care to try to force you to. Try me 10 years ago when I was younger and when I was hot for the Lord and I was in church and I was, holier than thou. I was really not holier than thou, but I was really dedicated. Try me back then. Not right now. I don't care. Believe what you want. But all I'm saying is you take somebody out of this life and you push them in front of God. And it's just not fair. It's not right. We all know that. There is no justice for a black person in this world. I can't even say just the United States. We've seen racism through this year alone due to the pandemic in Italy and where else, y'all? In Italy and all over the place. I just UK, everywhere. We've seen it in Sweden. We've seen it in China. We've seen it everywhere. I see it in India. I even hear Indian people that also feel that black people are worthless. I can't stress enough that charity starts at home. it's like no one's listening. So why say it? Why say it? They know better. They got these rappers out here, and I wanted to talk about it, but it's getting a little bit late. Rappers out here acting ridiculous in public places because they got money. You giving these record deals to people that have no type of dignity about themselves, no coop. They don't have respect for no one. They just get prideful. And what I'm starting to see, when people call you a gorilla, when they call you a monkey, we get offended, don't we? But yet, as they get more money, they become more animalistic. Where's the integrity with yourself? I don't know what else to say. I don't think anyone else can make a difference with these types of people. Out here acting like a wild nut in a restaurant, money bag, yo. Acting like screaming, I'm rich. Like, oh, hey man, I'm rich. Just you on your way, buddy. You on your way. But then somebody call you a monkey or a gorilla and you offended. I just don't understand it. And then dude out there acting all wild in a restaurant, Moneybag Yo, I'm referring to him. He out there acting crazy and wild in a restaurant. Do I have the video? And hey everybody for coming. Thank you so much for coming. I don't get it. He out there acting crazy in a restaurant on his birthday. Him, Ari, and his crazy crew that's loud and disrespectful in a restaurant. Talking just reckless. In Nevada, not even in his own town. You don't even know where you telling people where you at on live. This is how Pop Smoke got popped. This is how a lot of them. Kim Kardashian got robbed because she posted where. I mean, that's the dumbest criminal ever. What you expect me to call you? You out here on Instagram saying I'm in Nevada. Cause you got money, you done lost your mind? But they giving these record deals to people that don't have no common sense. Have no training, no home training, and they just get a little dough. They get a lot of it. They do get a lot of money, and they lose their sense of self. They just lose it. So what happened? He's over there. He's loud and reckless. His boys are loud and reckless, screaming across the restaurant. No one can tame him. And his boy, come to find out later on, he's making his own video telling people where he's at and putting up gunshot signals with his hand and saying, let's, just egging somebody on. So they shot somebody. Somebody came by where they was at after their little thing, and it was people outside in the public. A lot of people were walking, looking nice, out and about. And here comes gunshots by Moneybag, his crew, and shot a woman. She got hit in a crossfire. Because of his ass. But yet people like Breonna Taylor, who adds something to this motherfucking society we in, innocent woman that takes care of herself, she gets killed. But you got people, dumbasses out here that know what they are doing, aware, but they do it because they rich. They so blinded by money, it's ridiculous. It makes me wonder, why them? Why her? Why not them? A nut fool. Why anybody? But still, I'm making a point here. They taking out people that don't deserve it. You got people out here that don't care about you, and damn sure don't care about themselves. They don't care about their kids because they're not thinking. They're telling people where they are and that they have money. That's the dumbest thing. I mean, that's just crazy to me. I don't know about what y'all think. Let's move on. Let's just go because it ain't no point. I did look at with last time I went live, I talked about Ray J. There's divorces lately with the celebrities that came out. Well, too, we have I heard of Dr. Dre and his woman getting a divorce. Ray J, I talked about him and Princess Love once again talking about divorce. I actually started to take them serious up until Princess Love did an interview of her own, and that's when Ray J, now I think he's changing his tune. So they've been pretty much playing games, and these are extremes because, like I said, I haven't been on the scene, so these are just things that triggered me. Let's just hear what Princess Love had to say. Princess Love responds in her own interview. People wanted to hear her and hear what she has to say, at least some of them, and how she feels about Ray J divorcing her. Last time we checked, the last incident, she went and filed for divorce, but Ray J, I'm sure, talked her out of it. And what did he do? He went in himself and filed. So let's just get a catch up of what she had to say.
Princess, do you still love him?
Shout out
I'll
to
always
the
love
neighborhood
him.
talk as well.
I'll always love it.
Would you like to work it out with him?
I feel like right now I don't know. We just need to just really figure out. No, I don't.
Right now?
No, I don't. Not right now, I don't.
Okay.
Because I feel like by him, you actually filed for divorce. You made me spend money on a lawyer when we could have just talked about it, went to counseling or something. So obviously you don't want to be married to me.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Princess, do you still love him?
I'll always love him.
It's now being reported that Ray J's filed for divorce. How do you feel? And were you blindsided by this?
I was completely caught off guard. My friend sent me a screenshot and she was like, "Hey, is this true?" And I was like, I don't know. Let me find out.
You learned on social media?
I learned because my friend sent me a screenshot of a post on social media. And she's like, "Is this true?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Let me find out." So I started seeing all these blogs pick it up. And so I'm like, oh my God. So I call my lawyer. I'm like, "Hey, can you see if this is real?" Yeah. And so he's like, "Yeah, it's real." And I'm like, "All right, well, I guess I need to retain you then."
So
Women don't even know that they have been taken for, and that their self-confidence is with that divorce. With the man, when he cheats, he takes your self-confidence away. So I find it pretty odd that she doesn't show any emotion. I almost get the feeling that she's over it, but we'll see. I thought Ray J I had him, on the show before. Well, I didn't have him on the show, but I showed what he had to say about him wanting a divorce, filing it from Princess Love. I thought it to be quite interesting because I feel like he had another woman. He was already cheating. Hell, why wouldn't he? He's already had out of relationship experiences, other relationships while they were in one. So it's not far-fetched that he got another woman. I always think they got another woman. Men usually have another woman on tuck when they're ready to really step away. Not all the time, but they already have it lined up a lot of times. They seeing somebody or bodies a lot of the time. That does not have to be all the time. But realistically, they're very, very often a man, when he leaves a woman that he loves, it's because he already got something lined up. So I'm like, okay, well, Ray J he must have another woman on the side. Who knows? But like I said, she feels that it was very disrespectful for him to file, without letting her know it. She's seeing it from someone else. She's seeing it from social media or somewhere else other than him coming to her. Very, very disrespectful. But like I said, if the man respected her, he would have never did that. He already stopped respecting this woman. He stopped respecting this woman when she let him back in her life after he cheated on her recklessly many, many times. Because of that, he don't give a fuck about respecting her. He'll tell whoever he want to tell outside of her, because she's as beautiful as Princess is. What? He had it now. He got everything from her. He got the physical part from her. He got the emotional part from her and psychological part, because her confidence is suffering because of that. I can guarantee you. The first thing I saw her do before I saw this interview, she started posting bikini pictures. And I have an issue with that personally. When you a mother, don't mean you don't have to be sexy. It doesn't mean you have to, but I think it's a certain way you carry yourself as a mother. Now you're not just a floozy out here. Hopefully, you're not just anybody out here. There's a certain way you carry yourself as a mother. It just, to me, I don't even think you look the same to people because they see a baby coming out of you. So I don't know, but I'm not even gonna play that whole thing because this. Like I said, Tory Lanez is going to be doing an interview with T.I. and he's going to be telling what happened. So the next thing I want to get into, though, I do want to talk about, and I probably get ready to wrap it up. Thank y'all so much for chatting with me. Hey, Angie Pooh. And I know you saying the music ain't good. The next thing I want to get into real fast is Suki and Bill. Sukihanna, okay? Sukihanna, I've been talking about her lately. Sukihanna has really been this type of minister of hoemongers. She's really been giving lessons on how to be a better hoe, in my opinion, because her message is really reckless. Okay, one of the things that she said, let me see if I can find one of the things that she said. And while I'm looking for that, let's just see if I can find a video. Let me see here. Here's Sukihanna. So she's had more and more appearances in the media lately and has heads turning at every interview. One thing for sure is the woman is deeply in like touch with her sexuality. She's basically masturbated herself while on live. If you don't know who she is a, like, I didn't even really know who she was, to be honest. So I saw her on It's On Site. She's like, to me, she looked like she had a stripper life. From my understanding, she was an Instagram model turned rapper. She came out last year and made a video that kind of went viral, crying about selling her soul to the devil, how she made a big mistake. She hopes God can forgive her. A year later, here we are. All she talk about now is that you need to tax these niggas, is what she says. And I use that word, and I don't even, these days, that word... My God. But that's what she says, that you don't have self-respect if you are a woman that's not taxing men. If you're laying with them, they should be paying you. Well, I thought that meant prostitution. I thought prostitution is having sex with someone for monetary exchange, getting or receiving money and giving your body to them, giving your sex to them. Rather that be, somebody that you see all the time. If you expect money from them and they are giving it to you for sex, then they are your pimp, they're your trick, and you're the prostitute. This is the definition before Sukihanna was born. Back in the 50s, this term hoe really started to come out. This thing where we called hoe. We call hoes. It came out back then. It can also be said to be, it's a slut. That's a word I use often. It's also can be a tramp, which has other meanings, a hoe, a prostitute, what? So she pushes this message that you ain't taxing them, then you don't have self-respect. Okay? Sukihanna, she loves crossing all types of boundaries. Recently, this guy right here is Bill, and this is the man that asked her to marry him. On an interview with Complex, again, she said, fuck these self-respect ass hoes. This is what she said about us women. How you have self-respect? You supposed to attack these niggas. And what I'm getting from that is that she places her value as a woman in what monetary or what material possessions she can receive from a man if they're getting sex from her. Good Lord. So to her, self-respect, it comes when you get money from having sex. I think that she really feels domineering, and she feels the power, like she has the power when she gives sex for money. When she gets that money, she feels like that woman, that boss. But I think that her perception is a bit skewed, and I think she's judging everybody out of the own vision of her mind. Like, that's what you think, that's your life experiences. She's also said that, and well, matter of fact, let me pull it up so we can keep it moving. I'm going to pull up the video, and it's going to be called Suki Ho. That's what I named it, Suki Ho. She should name a song Suki Ho. Alrighty, now if I could just find it, we'll be all right. We'll be moving right along. And thank y'all so much for joining me tonight. And please like the video if you liked the video. Okay. All right, I think I found it. All right, and shout out to It's On Site because this is where I found the information. Let's listen to what Sukihanna had to say to us women and men. And look at the men as she speaks. Let's take a look, guys.
Trying to get clarity on it. Can a hoe become a housewife?
I feel like hell yeah. Because listen, first of all, out here in Atlanta, the game already changed because most of the women out here is strippers. Like, a lot of women like to make that money. Niggas ain't had no choice but to wife up hoes. Like, that's just what happened. But I feel like, shit, bitches is retired hoes. Sometimes you be a retired hoe is like, you probably had a little young lifestyle where you was out here, trying to chase this bag. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Everybody got a pass. But sometimes you might want to say, oh, you know what? I'm tired.
So you don't think that hoe gonna be sitting in the house as a wife thinking like, damn, I miss being a hoe?
No, ain't nobody miss being a hoe. We had our fun.
Speak on it.
Ain't nobody
Speak
miss
on
being
it.
a hoe.
No, this is questions.
No, ain't nobody don't miss being no hoe. Women like to get that money.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, been there, done that. Like, you gotta learn. I think everybody just gotta pay their dues. You gotta learn what you like and what you don't like. But as a younger woman, we all had our hoish ways. Everybody did some hoe shit. Everybody sucked a little bit of dick. It's okay.
When you get older, you evolve.
Yeah, but hoes be the retired hoes be the best one to wife up. Bitches know how to cook real good. They know how to clean real good. They know how to suck a mean dick. Like, it just be like retired hoes just know how to do everything better.
Retire hoes.
Yeah, retire hoe. Get a bitch that.
But you would say, let's say you had your brother or cousin, you would tell them make sure she's retired.
Yeah, make sure she retired.
Because if she's not, then
no, then she can't be wiped up. But if she done got her fun out the way and she's a grown ass woman ready to take care of some kids and take care of her man, shit.
What you think can turn a hoe into a housewife? Like, make her say, "Oh, is it the nigga or is it her choice?"
No, it's the nigga. It's the nigga.
So if it's the nigga, or is she really changed? So what if that nigga cheat on her though? What if he leave you though, Sukihanna? Cause you know how we women get. We get upset. We are very emotional. Our hormones. Look, we don't get a break. We go through. When we developing. We go through pre-menstruation. We go through menstruation, and then we go through menopause. When we have babies. We can go, some women, okay, they can go through, what do you call it when you have a baby and you go through that depression? So women constantly have emotions that go up and down, and all around. When we get upset with a guy, especially if he betrays us, if this woman gives Bill, her man, who just asked her to marry him, if she gives this man her heart, and I hope this don't happen, and God forbid, he cheats on her, he breaks her heart. Do you think that she will resort back to being a hoe? Well, if you only changed because of a man, then you really haven't changed at all, have you? Do y'all really agree with her sentiments, though? And do y'all really think that most women in Atlanta are strippers? I think that this is just out of her mindset because this is her life experiences. This is the people she surrounds herself with. This is her existence. This is not every woman in Atlanta, and this is certainly not every woman in Georgia. But if you surround yourself with these types of people, then that's who you're going to draw, and that's who you're going to see. And what do y'all think? Do you think that because there's a lot, of course, when you become a promiscuous person, when you become a sexually active person, especially at a young age, men or boy or girl, before the age of 35, you're going to have multiple partners. Unless you end up getting married, there are cases that does happen. But if you start young, 9 times out of 10, you will have multiple partners. Do you think that this means you are a hoe? Or do you think like maybe you were at the time, you were hoish, smuttish, like out there like that? But does that make you what she's referring to, a hoe? And I have to say my opinion is absolutely not. I don't think. I mean, can a hoe turn into a? Can't she? Her thing is a retired hoe makes the best housewife. Well, just because I have not sold my body, like I said, to define the word hoe. A hoe or a prostitute is a person that you can look it up that gives money, that receives money for sex. That is different than, which, like, you have to define that. So there's a lot of women, a lot of us, we not out here selling our bodies for pleasure or for giving you pleasure for money. That, we're not living that prostitution lifestyle. Sukihanna, what you're referring to, is a prostitute. I kind of do understand what she's saying, because I feel like, too, if you laying down, you have to get something out of the deal. Don't just give your body to everybody and you have nothing to show for it. If you're going to be what she's calling a hoe, then at least get something out of the deal. I can't disagree with her on that. But is she seeing this thing out of her own lenses? Is the world being formed, in her opinion, being formed out of just her own mind and what she's been through in her life? Is it fair to label everybody lacking self-esteem and respect because they not out here doing that? That's not fair and that's not right. I think that it's a one-dimensional theory. You decided to tax these niggas, Sukihanna. You decided that when you have sex, you want to get money for it. You decided that that's the lifestyle you want to. When you decided to get masturbated on camera in front of everybody, she has 3 kids, 1 daughter, I believe. Your daughter is learning your ways. These are the lessons that you are teaching her. But I hate when they teach everybody this. I hate when they out here. Listen to this comment right here on there. Lavish Misfit on here says, she says, I love Suki, but I hate they using the dark-skinned women to promote this type of fuckery. Now, who are they? Why is she out here promoting it? That's not, I don't believe anybody is making her. People often throw dark-skinned. Y'all make the connotation negative sometimes. Sometimes you make this connotation negative. Sukihanna is in control of her own mouth. She's in control of her own life. Nobody made, well, if her contract made her do this interview, that's one thing. The way she lives her life, and she said she grew up in living her life, how she had, to feed her kids, and so she had to do certain things. That's in her mind. That's what Cardi says as well. She had to do certain things to get out of an abusive relationship. That's her choice. I worked. I got a job. Don't say that you had to do those things when you could have very well just got a job like the rest of us. You know what I'm saying? No, I don't buy that. Postpartum. Thank you. You said boyfriend is for teenagers. Well, says if he's not dating you exclusively and trying to wife you, he is your pimp. Absolutely. I mean, that's just easily said. And I don't think this is a tough topic to really, it's everybody know that. I just think there are women out here in the industry that's trying, they hoes. They hoes. They've been called hoe. They didn't change their lifestyle. They want to be a hoe. And that's what they are. So they don't want to escape it, and they've been bashed for it by men and women, looked down on, and they don't want to change. So they're trying to push that on us and make it seem like we the ones that don't have her self-respect. They trying to turn it around now. Oh, and they're trying to make it like what they're doing is okay. They are trying to give approval for what they're doing, get approval from I guess from us, and just trying to make it like it's okay that they want to be promiscuous and they want to get money from it. They know what they're doing is wrong. 10 times out of 10. When we do something, guys, we know we're doing something wrong or right. We know it because God gave us all one thing in common, a conscience. And if we choose to fight that conscience, that's us. That's our decision. We know when we doing something that we should not be doing. We know that. There's nobody really had to tell you that. I seen little babies, little kids. When they about to take something, they look at you first because that's that conscience telling them, no, don't do it. Before they can even talk. They know right from wrong instinctively, a lot of things. Not everything, not most things, but they know instinctively what's right and wrong. I think, like I said, Sukihanna, people like her, people like Cardi B, have come out trying to push that on that agenda on us and make it okay. And so now your thing is hoes make the best housewives because they can suck and do everything else. Honey, so can we. We can too. We can. If we look, I can. I'm going to say I can do all of that stuff. And I don't have to be selling my body. And so what other women might say, Limity says I disagree. Other women might say, might say, well, she got a ring. Well, look what she got a ring from. That what you want your ring from? Anybody can play the role and get a ring from a guy like that. Can you get a ring from a guy that's been in college, that has furthered his education, a guy that's making figures per year, a guy that has a life insurance policy on his own, a guy that can afford to buy you a nice car, a guy that can spell a sentence? Can you get that type of guy? It's easy to get one of them niggas outside. Like, it's easy to go get one of them. All you gotta do is put that, do certain things. Go get that surgery done. Or you don't even have to. You don't even have to. You can go put on your mini tight dress and go seduce him and go be what we ladies can be. And that's beautiful and seductive. And get that type of guy. But can you get the nice upscale guy? The guy that you always thought you couldn't get? So I wouldn't even feel, if there's a woman out there, I wouldn't even feel that, well, I'm not married yet. Because truthfully, I'm not married yet. And most people would say all types of negative things about me. I don't give a damn. I know, for one, I don't really know if I want to get married. I don't really know if I want to submit. Because when I get married, if I get married, then the way I am, I'm traditional. And I do believe that women should submit to a man. I personally I don't want a weak back man. I want a man that's going to be like an alpha male, but also of loving and kindness. And then I have one, but I'm just not married yet. I just think you really got to be ready to be that traditional wife. And I know that I'm not quite there yet. So does that mean that I got a bad lay? No. And I don't have to prove that. I don't care. And people can say whatever they want to say. That does not affect me because I know me. I know who I am, and you have to do that because, like I said, to end this about her and him, people will look at them and say, well, she got a man. Oh, well, she got a man, but is that the man you think she always dreamed of having? Like she said, let me find what she said before we end this, y'all, because we got to go check out Tory Lanez. Thank you, a child. Hey. Thank you. I like when you agree. I don't care if you don't agree too. I still love you. But last thing we want to look at, y'all. We gotta see what Tory Lanez said. Y'all make sure y'all go to TI. I gotta find it myself. I don't know if we can play it on here, so I ain't even gonna test that. But we will come back another time and talk about it. Where'd she say? This is what she said about her new fiance, Sukihanna. Let's look at what she said about her fiance. Check it out. See what she said? Look what she said. She said, I can't believe I'm marrying Bill Lil Dick ass, but at least, like leasing a car. Okay, let me stop because sometimes the computer messes up your word, your spelling. I can't believe I'm marrying Bill Lil Dick ass, but at least he know how to eat punani. Because if he didn't, I would have said no. Would have said no. So like I said, you already marrying a man that you have the nerve, I couldn't do it. My man, I don't have it in me to do that. Like, it's a certain man I'm dealing with that I already know from the gate that's not tolerable. That's not tolerated. He would never, ever. That's embarrassing. You called your man little dick, dog. And what if he come out and say, no, it's not that my stuff is small, it's just that your stuff is big. Like, what if he do that? But you know that type of guy she with is probably not going to do that until he gets somebody else. If that happens, I'm saying if that happened. But look how she speaks to this kind of guy. Look how she speaks to him, about him. It's very disrespectful and embarrassing, making him the laughing stock of just like the locker room, making him look awfully weak and inadequate. I just think that's disrespectful. And I don't have, no, if you had a man that you respected, that you loved, you honored, then that's not something you would say. That leads me to believe that Sukihanna, you have a very nasty, this is my perspective only. Yours can be different, but I think that that's just disrespectful. I bet if we knew her on a personal note, she's disrespectful. She's disrespectful. She probably the one that she got all the drinks for you, ready to party and have a good time. But that's just disrespectful to talk about the man that asked you to marry him. You call him little there. You know that's offensive. He can pretend all he wants to, but that is very offensive, especially when she's in the industry and there are very nice looking men that he's probably insecure about. There are probably very men that he know that he can't stand next to. He's inadequate to, that he probably feel like, they can take my woman. That's just dirty and disrespectful. Somebody says, why do we normalize stuff like this? Right. Somebody here says, and shout out to, who is this? Deval Uncut. Somebody says, I don't know if I would announce it to the world because men be really self-conscious about that. Another person says, the way I would have snatched that ring right back. Boy, they say bike. Okay, that's okay. And someone says, this is embarrassing. A lot of y'all in these comments don't know what a joke is. No, it ain't about a joke. Who jokes about a man like that? Who jokes about their man like that? Their husband, their soon-to-be husband, out in the public where you are a celebrity, up and coming, like really big, making more and more appearances, doing interviews, and this is what you have to say about the man that asked you to marry him. But right now, Lil Dick Bill is because that's what she call him. Now she calls him that. He don't have a problem with it because he didn't come out saying anything else. He didn't try to clean it up. So he don't have a problem with it. He's whipped right now. So he's sprung. So right now, he's not going to show how embarrassing that is, but that is going to eat at him. I can only imagine how she might be putting him down on the low. How she might be, just throwing shots at him. Yo, it is 9:00. So did they say 9:00 Pacific time or 6:00? I don't even know, but we getting ready to end this live, y'all, because we gotta make sure that we can get ready to watch Tory Lanez. A child says she don't got a man. You are welcome, Spicy. Right, she don't have no man. That's not a man. That is not a man. That's not a real man. Wouldn't even have her. A real man, honestly, and I'm not a man, I can say a real man that is confident in himself enough, a real man that got it going on, that has life handled, where he has a job, some kind of job, an entrepreneur, some type of business, thinks of himself, then he wouldn't even look her way. He wouldn't look her way. He would never look her way. So she's going to get what's on her level. Y'all, I want to thank you again. I'm about to roll out, and definitely we'll be back soon. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Spicy Topic, and meet me back here when we come back, y'all. Y'all take care until we come back.